Hey, what's happening, everybody? Mac the Duel is coming at you from the TCG Enterprise, where we talk about all your favorite card games. So, you guys, we finally got it together, and was waiting for the longest time to try and get this thing up. I already know the power of the elements is a thing of the past, but honestly, I haven't been able to gather the deck completely together, which is why we're going to be doing this Exo Sister deck profile, at least for right now. I was rushed. And at the same time, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Not as bad as when I had COVID last year, but I mean, it's still not a walk in the park, if you catch my drift. Anyways, we got this awesome playmat, you guys. I picked this up off from eBay. It's pretty awesome. You guys could go ahead and check it out. You guys could go ahead and get yours. I like it. The artwork on it is amazing. But in any case, there's quite a few cards that are going to be missing out of here, but they're pretty self-explanatory, just for value reasons and that alone, because honestly, they're way up in price right now. So we'll go ahead and just go right into it, you guys. And starting on with our lineup, we're going to be going with 3 of the Exo Sister Elise. If you control an Exo Sister, you can special summon the card from their hand. And then you control Stella, you'll gain 800 life points. If your opponent moves a card out of either graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon from your extra deck one Exo Sister XYZ from using this face-up card as an open material. And is treated as an XYZ summon. You use the effect of at least once per turn. Our newest lineup is going to be with 3 Martha. Now, a lot of people honestly figured that it was going to be Maria, but it's Martha. But nonetheless, the memes go out, whatever. Anyways, this is the newest one that came out from the Power of the Elements. This one is really cool. If you control no monsters and only XYZ's monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon 1 Elise from your deck. This is the Searcher for Elise that we desperately needed. And you can have special summon monsters during the turn you activate this effect, except for Exo Sister monsters. If a card moves out from either graveyard during the damage step, you special summon an extra deck XYZ monster Exo Sister using the face-up card you control as a material. You can only do it once per turn. Excuse me. The great thing about this, honestly, is the fact that it's such a great extender for Elise to go ahead and start completing out the cycle. Now, granted, that we do not have a XYZ monster equivalent for Martha yet. But honestly, I mean, according to the Facebook group of the Exo Sisters, if you have Facebook, go ahead and check it out. But anyways, people are already bombarding the fact that we don't have a Martha variant of the XYZs. Power of the Elements just came out, honestly, 2 months ago. Relax, my dude. All right? It will be coming eventually. Maybe not in the near future, but it will be coming out in future sets. Just hold your horses, okay? Anyways, and then we're going to be going with 3 Stella! Exo Sister Stella. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Exo Sister monster from your hand. Then if you control Elise, you'll gain 800 life points. And if your opponent moves a card from either graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon XYZ Exo Sister using this face-up card you control as a material. Same thing, and then once per turn. This time around, we're running only 2 Sophia and 1 Irene. Yeah, this is actually the current core. This is the most appropriate way you should be running this right now. Why? Because it will break. It definitely will break. You needed to have at least some means of space to have Martha. So it makes sense to have that in there. And it's like I said, it does all the same things. Sophia will let you draw a card if you control another Exo Sister. And if you control Irene, you'll get 800 life points. Same thing as far as the XYZ summons from the extra deck. And then Exo Sister Irene, you can place 1 Exo Sister card from your hand. From your hand to the bottom of the deck to draw 1 card. And if you control Sophia, then you'll gain 800 life points. Then As I said, all the effects are relatively the same based off the opponent's move. If they remove one, you get special summon, only once per turn from the extra deck. As far as our hand traps go, we are going with 3 Ash Blossom. We have to go with Ash Blossom. It is literally the best Ghost Sister. It is the best hand trap in the game by far. Like, honestly. And it's already gotten like at least 7 reprints already. And if you guys don't have it down yet, go ahead and go get your copy today of the Crystal Beast structure deck. It has it in there. Along with Dimension Shifter. I had to wait to get this card because unfortunately I didn't pull it in the Megatens. So, 3 Dimension Shifter. It's must need. If you have no monster, if you can control no cards in the graveyard, quick effect. You send this card from the hand to the graveyard until the end of the turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Perfect for control, especially towards Tearlaments, because Tearlaments rely a lot on towards the graveyard effects to go ahead and special summon themselves back. Go ahead and utilize the effects to go ahead and get it into the grave and just do a whole bunch of spamming. And right now they are near tier 0 right now. So if they don't get a hit right now, at least we have some means to knock them down just by a few sizes. And then now on towards our spells, we're going to be going with 3 of the Exosister packs. This is your main go-to. During your main phase, you pay 800 life points and add an Exosister card from your deck to your hand, except for packs. Then if you added a monster with this effect, you can special summon it. And if the other Exosister monster mentioned on it is on your field or your graveyard, and then, you could go ahead and start stacking up the effects on towards the XYZ summon. You definitely need to have the 3 of these, no less. Now, believe it or not, this deck actually won YCS. A lot of people are controversial towards it. They said, oh, there's only one card that allowed it to do this. You know what? This deck has been building up. Let it be. We have 1 Necro Valley. All Gravekeeper monsters will gain 500 attack. You don't care about that. The cards in either player's graveyard cannot be removed from play. Cards in either player's graveyard cannot be affected by card effects except for their own effects. Now, honestly, this is actually a very good card. Especially since a lot of decks nowadays are going to be relying on towards the graveyard. You need to be able to have this to utilize that just for that and that alone. Now, there is 2 cards I'm going to mention right now that I do not have currently at the moment. And I couldn't find space to throw them in, but I will eventually when I get around to it, because like I said, they are expensive. So one of them is Demise of the Land. Lets you go ahead and get a field spell out. The other one is Mystic Mine, which literally shot up to, I believe, $30 now, which is insane. And I definitely would say that it definitely needs to have a reprint of some means of some sort. Or at least, ban it. Limit out the supply so people can start selling them or however. But in any case, Necro Valley is always good. Demise of the Land, add that in. Mystic Mine, add that in. Then we're going to be going with 1 Exosister Arment. Pay 800 life points to target 1 Exosister monster you control. Special summon an XYZ of the Exosister from your extra deck with a different name than the cards you control. By using that target as a material, it's treated as an XYZ summon. You transfer the materials of the summoned monster to the monster, basically, is what you're going to end up doing. You're transferring the materials on towards that. You can only activate 1 Arment once per turn. You can only activate this card during your opponent's turn, unless your opponent controls monster special summon from the graveyard. So, utilize this effect to go ahead and go out for Arment. You can go ahead and XYZ summon off right away, and then you can go ahead and use off the XYZ summon, transfer over materials, and do a whole bunch of shenanigans. Now, this is the one card, honestly, I'm so happy that I pulled from the tins. If you guys don't know it yet, it's already here. And honestly, if you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check it out, you guys. It's just a couple more back. But anyways, we have 1 Prosperity. I'm going to add 2 more eventually, you guys. But you're going to want to run a full set of Prosperity. This thing is $40. And at the time of pulling it was beautiful. I might maybe get one more case to go ahead and pull it. But with the amount of money that you spend on towards a case, the guaranteeing factor, you might as well just go ahead and buy 2 Prosperity and save yourself like $70. So that's what I'm going to eventually end up doing in the future. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more Prosperity to this deck for a full set. But like I said, I was so excited to show you guys this deck, so I might as well just go ahead and show it to you now. Proxy out the rest, but we're going to go ahead and definitely have 3 Prosperity once the new support comes in with a new Exosister in the near future. Then we're going to be going with 3 Dark Ruler No More. Dark Ruler No More. It's perfect to get the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. Neither player can activate monster effects in the response towards this card's activation. Also, for the rest of the turn, if it resolves, the opponent will take no damage. But like you care. I mean, you're just trying to set up combos, at least for that one turn there, then turn up for next turn, and then go ahead and hit them real hard. Then we are going to be going with 2 Forbidden Chalice. It's Forbidden Chalice. Honestly, I mean, it's decent. It still works pretty good. I might take it out, though, and substitute it out for something else. I know there's other cards that I could go ahead and add in. They're not here right now. There's nothing I can do about that right now, but that's okay. Target one face up on the field. It'll have its effects negated, but it'll gain plus 400 attack. Whatever. When called by the grave, it's called by the grave. A lot of people saying put it to 3. No, put it to 2. I know in my predictions video I said to put it to 3. Now that I think about it, with the opponent having 3 as well, it'll be a very aggressive game. So I would definitely say just put called by the grave to 2. And then finally, we're going to be on our spells with the Harpy's Feather Duster. It's Harpy's Feather Duster because we can have nice things and blow off the opponent for their back row, especially since a lot of times now that there's going to be a lot more trap-heavy decks since Red Reboot got banned. It's going to get pretty wild. Speaking of our traps, we're going to be going with 2 Exosister Returnia. This is the newest card. If all monsters you control are Exosisters, minimum of 1, pay 800 life points to the target one card your opponent controls or enter their graveyard and banish it. Then you can apply one of the following effects. You can immediately after this effect resolves, the XYZ one Exosister monster using the monsters you control, or if you XYZ determine this turn, banish 1 card your opponent controls. So you can double banish, which is really, really fun. Then we're going to be going with 2 Exosister Vladis. Not 3, it's too bricky. Pay 800 life points, choose 1 Exosister monster from your deck, and then take 1 other Exosister monster from your deck that is mentioned on that monster, special summon both, and then shuffle into the deck during the end phase. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for Exosister monsters, and you can only activate 1 Vladis once per turn. Once per turns are very bad, so I'll be honest, it's very good that you kind of limit down as much of the exposure into the deck as you can possible with running multiple copies of a pretty good but also held back once per turn. Finally, we're going to be going with the 3 Impermanence. It's Impermanence. I don't need to go into self-explanatory as to what it does. It's Impermanence. As far as our extra deck goes, we're going with 1 Abyss Dweller for Graveyard Hate, especially with a lot of the stuff that's going on right now. It's really, really stupid. 1 Time Thief Redoer. Time Thief Redoer is really awesome based off what it is. I think you could go ahead and utilize the effects. It is always good to have that. It's an easy rank 4 to go ahead and bring out. I mean, because why not? Then, of course, we're going to be going with 3 of the Exosister Michaelis. This one is really awesome, and honestly, I couldn't ask for a better card for this one. It's really good. Cannot be destroyed by battle. With a monster special summon from the graveyard, you can use following effects once per turn. If you control this XYZ monster, it was XYZ summoned this turn, use an Exosister monster. Quick effect. Target 1 card your opponent controls or in the graveyard and banish it. Then you can detach 1 here, and then add a spell or trap that's an Exosister from your deck to your hand. Then on towards the newest side, we're going to be going with three. No, two, sorry. Two of the Exosister Magnifica. This is the newest one that came out, excuse me, in the newest set on the, oh god, I gotta remember this set. But in any case, this is the newest one that came out. And used two Exosister rank 4 monsters. You could transfer over the materials on towards this one. It gains an additional attack, which is really nasty. And it's always good to have that. You could use the XYZ monsters of the Exosisters as materials for it, which is really cool. Then we're going to be going with two of the Exosister Asophiel. This was always good. Two level 4s cannot be destroyed by activated effects of monsters. Special summon from the extra deck. If the XYZ summon use an Exosister monster as a material, neither player can activate its effects from the graveyard this turn. Detach it from this card with the material, and then you can target one opponent. It's a monster they control, and they can bounce it back up into the hand, which is always good. Then we're going to be going with two Exosister Caspatel. Two level 4s cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the extra deck. You only use the effects of it once per turn. You could this card is XYZ summon. Neither player can special summon monsters for the rest of this turn from the graveyards, and then you can detach one, add one Exosister monster from the deck to your hand. Finally, we're going to be going with one Exosister Jabrine. Excuse me. Cannot be destroyed by the activated effects of all monsters. Special summon. And then you can detach one from this, and all XYZ monsters you control will get an attack boost of 800. Then finally, we're going to be going with Zeus. This one is awesome because it is actually a misprint, as you can see on the title. This thing will XYZ a lot. So it makes it utilizing to use the effects to go ahead and bring out Zeus, to go ahead and do off for a nuke. It's always fun to have that. And then finally, we're going to be going with one Elder Entity Nitis. It's Elder Entity Nitis. I don't need to go into self-explanatory. You guys already know what this thing does. So that's it for the deck, you guys. I do not have a side deck currently at the moment, but you had to figure it'd be a lot of stuff to go ahead and hit out for Tier Limits, Sprite, anything in the meta. Eldritch is going to be a thing. Despia is a thing. Branded is a lot of stuff. So, but that's it for the deck, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Go ahead and like and subscribe, you guys, for more deck profiles. And go ahead and comment down below what you guys think. Give me your feedback or any suggestions you guys want to see as well on the channel. Also, hit the post notification bell so you know when things happen and when they do happen. Go ahead and share as well, you guys, so we can go ahead and get the algorithm going and get noticed. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll see you all in the next time. Happy gaming.